This one truth will change how you see your life forever, because one choice creates your entire path. If you're looking for motivation, wisdom, and life lessons, take the path of purpose.
How do I make important decisions? How do I make important decisions? It's one of the most powerful, personal, and sometimes painful questions we face in life, because the decisions we make shape our destiny, where we live, who we love, what we fight for, what we walk away from. Each decision becomes a building block of the life we create. And when the stakes are high, when the future is unclear, when our values are tested, that is when decision-making becomes not just a task, but a test of character. So how do we make important decisions not impulsively, not fearfully, but wisely, with clarity, courage, and conviction? To answer that, we must look at what history, philosophy, science, and human experience teach us about the art and responsibility of choosing. Let's start with the wisdom of the ancients. The Greeks saw decision-making as the highest form of rational thought. Socrates believed that knowledge and virtue were inseparable, that to know the right thing was to do the right thing. He spent his life asking questions, challenging assumptions, and urging people to examine their lives before making choices. His method, what we now call the Socratic method, reminds us that good decisions begin with asking the right questions. Aristotle believed that wise decisions come from a cultivated character. He spoke of phronesis, practical wisdom, the ability to deliberate well about what is good and beneficial in life. To him, making decisions wasn't about following rules or chasing pleasure, but about finding balance, living virtuously, and seeking the golden mean between excess and deficiency. In Eastern philosophy, decision-making is deeply connected to harmony, flow, and the present moment. The Tao Te Ching teaches that forcing outcomes leads to imbalance, while wise action arises from alignment with the natural flow of life. In Buddhism, mindfulness is key. Before deciding, one must understand the motivations, consequences, and intentions behind an action. The Eightfold Path offers a guide: right intention, right action, right mindfulness. Decisions in this view should be grounded in compassion, awareness, and non-attachment. History gives us dramatic examples of decision-making under pressure. Think of Abraham Lincoln, who made the agonizing choice to go to war to preserve the Union and end slavery. Think of Winston Churchill, who chose defiance in the face of Nazi Germany when surrender seemed safer. Think of Rosa Parks, who chose to sit down on a segregated bus and in doing so, stood up for justice. These were not easy decisions. They were made with risk, with doubt, and with profound consequence. But what made them great decisions was not that they were popular or painless, but that they were anchored in principle, in truth, in moral courage. Science, too, has much to say about how we make decisions. Behavioral economists like Daniel Kahneman and Amos Tversky have shown that we are not as rational as we think. We are influenced by cognitive biases, emotions, social pressure, and flawed perceptions. We suffer from decision fatigue. We overestimate short-term rewards, and we fear loss more than we value gain. Understanding these tendencies helps us pause, reflect, and correct course. Neurologists have discovered that different parts of the brain process different aspects of decisions. The prefrontal cortex helps with logical reasoning and future planning, while the limbic system is tied to emotion and instinct. That means good decisions often require integrating heart and head, not ignoring emotion, but not being ruled by it. So how do we make wise decisions in the real world? Here are the principles, drawn from the deepest wells of history, science, and human experience. 1. Know your values. The most important decisions in life are moral ones. Who will I be? What will I stand for? What will I not tolerate? If you don't know your values, you'll be swayed by every opinion, every trend, every fear. But when your values are clear, your decisions become clearer. Do not just ask, "What do I want?" Ask, "What is right?" 2. Ask better questions. What are the possible outcomes? Who will this affect? What am I afraid of? What would I advise a friend to do? What regrets might I have in 10 years? Decision-making is not just choosing between options, it's interrogating reality, exploring possibility, and imagining consequences. 3. Think long-term. Short-term emotion can cloud long-term judgment. Fear, anger, and excitement are powerful, but they pass. Will this decision matter in a week, a year, a decade? Choose based not only on what feels good now, but on what creates the life you want later. 4. Balance logic with intuition. Sometimes the data points one way, but your gut tells you something else. Listen to both. Intuition is not magic, it's pattern recognition built from experience. The best decisions often emerge when logic and intuition align. 5. Consider the ripple effect. No decision exists in isolation. Our choices affect others. A wise decision considers the people around you, our families, our communities, our world. Will this choice build or break trust? Will it uplift or harm? Will it leave the world better or worse? 6. Accept uncertainty. Perfection is the enemy of progress. You will never have all the information. Every decision carries risk, but indecision is also a decision, and often a costly one. Make the best choice you can with what you know, and be willing to adapt. 7. Own your choice. Whatever you decide, take responsibility for it. Don't blame. Don't hide. Don't pass the buck. Growth comes not from always being right, but from owning your choices, learning from them, and becoming wiser with each one. Remember this: indecision breeds stagnation. Avoidance leads to regret. Life moves forward whether we choose or not. The question is, will we move with purpose? Consider the leaders who stood alone, the artists who created what the world didn't yet understand, the parents who made hard choices for their children, the individuals who chose integrity over popularity, service over comfort, love over fear. Their decisions were not easy, but they were right. And that brings us to the deeper truth. The quality of your decisions determines the quality of your life. Not just your success, your peace, your relationships, your legacy. So when the time comes to decide, and it willn't rush. Don't run. Don't numb. Sit with it. Breathe through it. Think through it. Pray, journal, talk, reflect, then choose. Not from fear, not from pressure, but from the deepest, truest part of who you are. Because in the end, our lives are not shaped by chance. They are shaped by choice. Choose what is right, not what is easy. Choose what builds, not what breaks. Choose with courage, with clarity, with care. And while you don't know what to do, choose to become the person who would. That is how we make important decisions. Not perfectly, but honestly. And that, in itself, is a decision worth making.